moves the ball again, but can't punch it in. And Nelson comes back, gets sacked. They have to punt. They kind of go back and forth. Logan goes down, gets into field goal range, kicks a field goal. Mountain Crest gets it down to the 20-yard line, the 21-yard line of Logan, and on 4th and 11, Hall went for it all and threw it too tall and out of bounds, and looked like he had some running room ahead of him, but as we said at the time, it's easy for us sitting way up here to say that.
Yeah, when you think you've got a shot at a touchdown to get your team back in it, you're probably going to take it, and he did have a shot, he just overthrew it. He had Pututai in the corner.
Trying to make that play, and that's one thing he'll tell the junior quarterback, you don't need to get it all at once, you're not going to get 17 all at once. Just run that and get the 11 yards, and let's run some more plays. Logan gets the ball back, moves downfield. A couple of penalties aided that cause, and then the big penalty that really aided them was it looked like Mountain Crest had stopped them, and they called pass interference on Mountain Crest on the slant pattern. And Logan, I think Mountain Crest was spending a lot of time looking around, wondering about the penalty, and Logan hurried up there and snapped it, and Nelson dove in for the touchdown from a yard out with no time on the clock, and it's 24-0. And if you look at the statistics, it looks like a 24-0 ball game. Logan, 42 yards rushing, 139 yards in the air for 181 total yards. Nelson, 12 carries, 30 yards, and all 3 touchdowns for Logan. So he's being not very charitable with the ball, doing it all himself. And he does that very, very well because he's leading the state in touchdowns. And I think if I had DJ Nelson, I'd want him keeping it as well. Schmidt, 2 carries, 12 yards. Nelson in the air, 9 of 13, 139 yards. His number 1 receiver, Artist and Thompson. Artist, 92 yards, 64 yards for Thompson. So it's been it was big numbers for Logan. Mountain Crest, 22 yards rushing, 61 in the air for 83 total. 24-0. Your score at the half. Logan in the lead. You're watching Game of the Week on the Valley Channel.
So, Dad, Wendy's is dedicated to using fresh beef that's never been frozen?
No.
Do you realize what kind of commitment that takes? They're vowed to something, and they continue to deliver on that promise.
I never said I'd buy you a car for graduation.
A promise is only good if it's kept. Wendy's hot and juicy hamburgers are made with fresh, never frozen beef. That's a promise. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's.
Formaldehyde, toxic, carcinogenic, allergenic, known to cause throat cancer and respiratory illness, found in embalmed corpses, wart remover, toilet paper, and cigarette smoke.
Hospital emergency rooms nationwide have done research on how to diagnose chest pain. One Utah healthcare organization has rigorously studied all the national research and distilled it into one standard proven to work best. Because of it, the chest pain diagnosis at Intermountain Healthcare is faster and more correct, so each individual patient can be treated as effectively as possible. Just another reason we're Utah's heart care leader. Intermountain Heart Services, healing for life.
It's fun to pick a show you like and watch it every single night until your family has to stage an intervention. It's fun to look and see what's new when you're hanging with your crew, because it's fun to see what catches your attention.
With over 60,000 choices on TV and online, no one delivers on demand like Xfinity.
It's fun for you, it's fun for me, it's everything you want to see. It's endless fun to do Xfinity.
Logan leading Mountain Crest 24-0 at halftime on the Game of the Week. The Game of the Week is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness. Never give up. Lewiston State Bank, your hometown bank. Wendy's of Cache Valley, you know when it's real. S.E. Needham Jewelers, middle of the block, sign of the clock. The Cache Valley Specialty Hospital, you do have a choice in healthcare. ARS Flood and Fire Cleanup will fix your disaster. Magical Moon Toys. Come check out our new location in North Logan. Import Auto, foreign and domestic auto repair. Lids Audio and Video, Cache Valley's audio and video specialists. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's television station.
Coach, tough first half for the Mustangs. What'd you tell your kids in the locker room?
If you want to be a champion, you got to play like a champion. Games aren't always going to go your way. Can't always expect to be perfect. And I thought Logan came out and acted like they believed they were going to win a championship, and I thought our kids looked like they were hoping to win a championship.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Back to you, Eric Olson.
All right, Lee, big hill to climb for the Mountain Crest Mustangs, and it doesn't help that the Logan Grizzlies get the ball to start the second half, leading 24-0. They're a team that averages very nearly 50 points per game, are the Grizzlies, and they're on pace for very nearly 50 points after 24 points in the first half. They had to work for those 24 points a little bit more than most teams we've seen. After the first couple of possessions, they just carved through Mountain Crest like butter on those first couple of possessions. But then the Mountain Crest defense, the last 10 points, a little bit tougher for Logan to come by, but it doesn't matter how tough you make it if they still get the points, and they sure have, and they get the ball back here to start the second half. So like I said, I've seen crazy things. I've been covering football for 20 plus years, and I've seen lots of crazy things happen in high school ball, and if Mountain Crest were to be able to come back from this one, it may be just the craziest thing. But I think from the coaching staff and Mountain Crest just telling their kids, all right, one play at a time, win the next play. Win the next play and move forward. So we're just under a minute away from the second half kickoff. Both teams back out on the field. Logan filled the east stands here, and the Mountain Crest faithful have pretty much filled this west side here on a cold and damp October evening. Snow in the mountains. I was in Salt Lake today and came through the canyon. No snow down in at the summit or Dry Lake or anything there. It's up a little bit higher than that, but I'll tell you what, the weather over here in Cache Valley was better than it was down there in the Salt Lake area. Fall in the Rockies, I guess, just like springtime in the Rockies, huh? Leave on. One day it's going to be winter, and the next day, a couple days later, it's going to be 75 degrees, and that's what they're talking about. Golf season is not over in your head. Well, then you're living too far north. Yeah? And you've played all over the world. And it works. I've played golf in Europe. Does that count? Yeah. No, England. Northern England. Close. All right, the kick returnable here for Artist. And Artist spun down at the 16-yard line, and a flag coming in on top of that. So let's see what the call is. It's an illegal block in the back on Logan, and so instead of the 16-yard line, they'll be back about the 8. Well, I had to redo some numbers here during the half, Lee.
Did you?
Yeah, I didn't carry as many ones as I should have. 218 total yards for Logan in the first half, 176 yards passing for Nelson. Mountain Crest with 83 total yards.
We're hoping that the clock operator can get it off the triple zeros from the end of the half.
Yeah, they should probably run a few seconds off with that kick return. I would think at least 5 seconds. The officials haven't really said anything. The head official's looking at the clock. Now he's running out here. Of course, Mountain Crest wants every second they can get kept up there. They've got a 24-point deficit to overcome. I was saying before you came back up, I've seen a lot of crazy things in 20 years of doing this, but if Mountain Crest were to come back from 24-0, I think it may be the craziest thing I'd ever seen.
That would be pretty big. I think Logan's been playing so good this season, the last few games in particular, that you're right, that would be nigh unto miraculous.
Well, this, other than the playoffs, this is the teeth of the Logan season right here. They've got Box Elder next week, Mountain Crest today, and Nelson's going to keep with Schmidt. Schmidt lead blocks, and Nelson scooting around the edge. And he picks up big yards before he's finally brought down at the 45-yard line. 37 yards for Nelson. More yards in that carry than he had the entire first half.
Oh, and that was a great block by Schmidt that you mentioned. That sprung him around that edge. Tried to cut back across the grain. That's when the Mountain Crest offense caught up to him.
And a penalty at the end of that run. They called let's see if it was an illegal block or a hold on Logan, and it backed him up. So Logan now with 5 penalties, worth of 50 yards worth of penalties. So it's back at about the 33. Still a big gain. Nelson's going to give it off. Not much for Schmidt. In fact, he'll move the stick about 6 inches, but it goes down in the scoring as a yard. Schmidt, such a big part of that game plan last week, and this week they haven't really gone to him as much. It's been Artist and Thompson. Nelson had 30 yards at the half rushing, 37 now after one rush in the second half. They kept him bottled up. He's averaging well over 100 yards a game. Leads the state in touchdown passes with 27, has not thrown one tonight. Nelson over the middle. Brady, first down, as he's wrapped up at the 46-yard line, a 12-yard gain.
He's had a couple of shots at some touchdown passes. You thought Artist might get one earlier when he standing all by himself on the sideline. And then at the end of the half, he throws one, but a pass interference negates that pass and gives him another free down, which they rush.
Five wide receivers for Nelson at the 46. Plenty of time. Comeback pattern and knocked down out there by Caden Lindley, the junior. He was looking for Anderson, and Anderson no catches this evening. Nelson in the gun again with 5 wide receivers. Same look as the last play, 2nd and 10. Mountain Crest looking like they might bring some pressure. Now Artist steps in. They look to the sideline and make some adjustments.
Tells you how many weapons Logan has if Anderson doesn't have a catch yet.
Little screen to Schmidt. That was nearly picked off as it was a little bit too tall for Schmidt. 3rd and 10. Skyview's leading at the half, and so is Box Elder. And so is Logan here at Mountain Crest, 24-0. It's 3rd down and 10. Logan 3 of 5 on 3rd downs. .10:24 to play here in this 3rd period. I'm going to get into running clock territory. Nelson hit as he throws. He spun that one in there. Did he, or was it picked off? Picked off. It looked like he spun it in there to Anderson, but it was picked off by Talon Niederhauser.
Well, I think they both caught that ball, and if the official had been on top, he might have called it a reception for Logan. But Mountain Crest doesn't give up on it, tears it away, and Anderson kind of gives up on that ball. By the time the official's there, it's sitting in the breadbasket of a Mountain Crest defender. I didn't see his number.
It was Niederhauser. If both catch it, it's a catch to the offense.
Yep. You're right there. He rips it out of his hand, and Anderson kind of gives up on it.